Hey guys, just came out to check on the cows and I wanted to talk prepping, homesteading, the future, things going on. And it seems that on YouTube lately, there's a lot of fear, a lot of, videos about the world is ending next week or this year. And granted, fear sells, right? So does sex. But I'm not one to sell fear, and I definitely don't have the cleavage to sell sex. And since 80% of my viewers are male, it's going to be a hard sell too, probably. So, but being on this planet for 50 years or so, with everyone for as long as I can remember yelling that the world's going to end, I guess someone sooner or later is going to be right. However, what I want to say to you is, you can watch those videos, you can take some advice, and, I take everything with a grain of salt. I like to listen to lots of different opinions, lots of different views, lots of different advice. And I try and take advice from people I know, people who are kind of subject matter experts, that kind of thing, and then form an opinion based on everything else I hear and see and read and listen to. Looks like I left the lights on in the garage this morning. Get those turned out. So, with all of that said, what I'd like to say to you guys, based on my 50 years, based on what I've heard, based on what I've seen, based on what I'm doing, kind of my thoughts, experience, opinion, is just continue to keep working towards being more self-sufficient, working to be less dependent on government services. They're not always going to be there, maybe not, but we've seen it in the past with some stuff where, there's power outages, there's service interruptions, that kind of thing. So when we say it's not always going to be there, there's definitely going to be breaks in service. We've seen it. It happens. So the more you can do for yourself to kind of get prepared, and plants grow in here, seeds. Ooh, it's dark in here. My hair's a disaster. But let's go down to the office and we'll talk some more about this. So what I'm trying to say is work on getting yourself prepared. Yes, go out, get some chickens, start building a garden, get seeds, you get pigs, do that kind of stuff. But don't freak out about it. Plan it out, start working away on it, continue to build up your property, your surroundings, your own supply chain, within your own means. Don't go out and blow your budget in 1 week on freeze-dried food, because there's a good chance that something might not happen and you might require that budget for other stuff. If there's a flood or a hurricane or a forest fire or something and you need some supplies, so be it. But don't get sucked into stocking up $30,000 or whatever it is with freeze-dry food in your basement. If you're not going to eat that kind of stuff, don't buy it anyway. Buy stuff that you're going to eat. And that way, if nothing actually happens, then you can start to rotate that food. Because if you have $30,000 worth of freeze-dried food down in the basement and you've never eaten that before, it's going to be hard to get your money back out of that. Well, unless something does happen. But I'm not the one that's going to say it's going to happen. And it could be just me. I could be a little too positive. I'm a little optimistic for the most part on stuff. But there's been experiences in my past where I've done stuff kind of on a whim because I think, oh, the sky is falling, and it never actually does. And if we look back in history, yes, empires have fallen. The Roman civilization, the Mongols, Persian Empire, you name it, it's fallen, it's all changed, and that sort of thing. But I guarantee you, for the Mongols, the Romans, the Persians, having $30,000 worth of freeze-dried food wasn't going to save any of them. So just take it easy, calm down, take a deep breath, don't worry about what everyone's saying, and start formulating a plan. Start working towards that plan. Every day, do something to better yourself. Every week, do something to better yourself. Every day, do something to get you further ahead towards that goal where you want to be. If you want to be off-grid, self-sufficient, start a plan. Start working towards that. If you don't care about being off-grid, you just want a homestead, again, start working towards that. Formulate a plan. Start getting some chickens. Start getting some pigs. Start taking some courses. Start working with some other farmers. Start working with some other homesteaders. Get some skills built up. Start putting some money in the bank if you can to save. Start trading. Start just learning new things as well, and start pushing towards where you want to be. Figure out what steps you have to take to get there, because I guarantee you that will be a lot more effective than freaking out and buying nuclear fallout kit because someone says next week the Russians are going to do this. Again, they might, you never know, right? But I'm not taking that kind of judgment from someone on the internet, someone in politics, someone in the newspaper, that sort of thing, where they've been screaming about that since nuclear weapons were developed, actually. So, again, take everything with a grain of salt and start working towards your own homestead, self-sufficiency, off-grid, some location you want. Start working towards the goal that you have in your mind. Because if you get sidetracked from that and start doing things on a whim because someone told you something's coming down, again, give it some thought, get other people's opinions, and go from there. And yes, I do have freeze-dried food down in my cold room, but I'm down to one bucket left, because what we've done, instead of buying freeze-dried food that we don't really eat, we continue to can and buy stuff that we do eat, that canned goods, big jars of peanut butter, mixes, that sort of thing, and putting canned goods away. I think we put away 330 jars of canned goods, jams, chutneys, vegetables, meat, soups, that kind of stuff that we did ourselves in the pressure canner and the just boiling water. So think of things like that you can do for yourself instead of going out and buying stuff, again, stuff you might not eat. I'm still trying to force feed the kids some freeze-dried stuff and say, hey, let's go camping out back and, we can pretend something's happening. Here's some freeze-dried stuff and here's some, meals ready to eat kind of thing. So, still trying to figure out how to get rid of that stuff and actually get some money back out of it. So guys, I hope you found this kind of calming, kind of reassuring, and again, start working your own plan, stick to that plan, and just take a step every day to get towards where you want to be. I'm pretty sure, based on my experience of 50 years, you're going to get there a lot quicker that way. Hope this helps.